PSG to no Zonis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kobo Sports Room. Welcome back to another video. This is where we discuss football. We do previews, reviews here. We talk about player transfers, player profile, everything here, fans' perspective. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. You press the post notification bell. My name is Kobo, and this is your Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday review. It should have been Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday review should come, and Wednesday review will also, follow. But we are doing it, combined. We are combining it in this particular week. But next week, I promise you, next week it is going to be Tuesday review and also Wednesday review. So keep your eyes peeled for that. A lot of things are coming. Since I got back to my channel, I am planning a lot of things and a lot of fireworks are coming. Posting left, right, center. So let's move straight into the video. Let's talk about the Champions League on Tuesday. Certain games happen. In fact, a lot of big games also happen on Tuesday and then on Wednesday too. So without wasting much time, we are going to start with the Atalanta game. I watched the Atalanta and Club Brugge game because I wanted to watch, Kamaldeen Sulemana. I mean, he came from the bench, wasn't really, bad. He did quite well. Atalanta won by 2-1 against Club Brugge, which I didn't expect. I expected, if anything at all, it should be win or draw for Club Brugge. But Atalanta sitting at home at Bergamo, showed dominance. They showed dominance over Club Brugge out there in Italy, Bergamo. So Atalanta, the first win in the Champions League this particular season. Real Madrid also traveled far away from Spain to Uzbekistan to go and meet Khaira Almaty, and they won by 5-0 against Khaira Almaty. And I told you, Almaty doesn't stand a chance against Real Madrid. This is, certain things happen. There are certain times small teams will come into the Champions League and then they pull up a surprise against big teams like Real Madrid. Sheriff Tiraspol is an example. Recent example we can, cite in the Champions League so far as, playing against Real Madrid is concerned. So, but I didn't see Khaira Almaty as one of the teams who is going to, pull up a surprise against Real Madrid. Mbappe was supposed to, start from the bench or even supposed to be resting. But Mbappe started. Mbappe scored 3 goals. Mbappe, the way he is moving, is mind-blowing, because he is coming into a club like Real Madrid, a big club like Real Madrid, and he is coming as one of the big players in the world, and he has not won the Ballon d'Or. Dembele has won the Ballon d'Or. A lot of players has won the Ballon d'Or, but Mbappe hasn't won the Ballon d'Or yet. But he is lucky because he has age on his side. I think he's 26 thereabout, so he has a bit of age in his side. So if he continues to score the goals, bro, the goals is needed, and I feel very happy for him where he's playing. He's playing as a center forward for Real Madrid, so the goals will come. The goals will come, and this season he has been scoring goals after goals after goals after goals. So Mbappe, really congratulations to him. Hat-trick, 60 goals in the Champions League is not easy at his age. 60 goals in the Champions League, and he has not won the Champions League yet. He has scored 60 goals. Let's see what Mbappe will break by. Camavinga also came in. A lot of injuries has been worrying the boy, but he came in and he also scored for Real de Madrid. So Kylian Mbappe, big congratulations to him. Hat-trick against Khaira Almaty. These are some of the games you should be getting all your goals if you are a striker. These are some of the games you should be getting your goals. The Atletico Madrid Eintracht Frankfurt game, I told you, is going to be a goal, festival. And it's going to be a goal festival. 10 goals in 2 games for Simeone. Top job out there. He will receive a huge criticisms in this particular season. The season didn't start well, but looks like they are finding their goal scoring boots. Julian Alvarez is also doing really well, scoring a lot of goals, making the assist. And I've seen certain reports that Barcelona are targeting him. It is going to be 120 million. It's going to be like the Griezmann deal to Barcelona. That is how it is going to be. So if you are ready, or if you want to, target Julian Alvarez, you should be ready to pay around 120 million, or let's say 130 million for Julian Alvarez, because day in, day out, players' value keeps increasing day in, day out, So 5-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt. I told you this was expected. Atletico Madrid was going to win, but Frankfurt was also going to score a goal. Tottenham Hotspur, that is where all the problems came from on Tuesday. Bro, you don't play a Champions League game, even though it is Bodo Glimt in Norway. It is an away game. It is not on any day. It is not a team that can, match up to the quality Tottenham Hotspur has. But it is the Champions League. Look at the Real Madrid lineup against Almaty. On any day, these are some of the games you should be getting the points. You can't play a Champions League game with 3 key players on the bench. Kudus was on the bench. Xavi Simons was on the bench. Even the midfield general, Leão Palinha, was also missing from the game. He was also on the bench. They came down to 2 goals before these guys were brought on, and then they got the 1 point for Tottenham Hotspur. It doesn't happen like that. Thomas Frank, you should be able to learn, bro. It is just some 6 games into the season. To me, can't say players not bread. So you are benching them in the Champions League game. It is a Champions League game, and I think this will serve as a learning process for him. It is Tottenham Hotspur, even though they are one of the big clubs in England. But I mean, pressure is also there because they have really tried for you in the transfer window. They have really equipped you. So Thomas Frank, you shouldn't be in a position for them to even doubt you. No, and that was a very, 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 very poor decision by Thomas Frank by benching João Palinha, Mohamed Kudus, and then Xavi Simons. It wasn't good at all. Chelsea won by 1-0 against Benfica, the special one returning home. Coming into the game, I mean, it was a tough test for Chelsea. Benfica is not a small team, but we're playing at the Stamford Bridge. In terms of quality wise, Chelsea were ahead. And the special one is also a very, 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 it's always great to welcome Jose Mourinho in the Stamford Bridge. I mean, top gesture out there. But in the game, we learned one thing. We saw that Benoit Badiashile is also one of the guys that we can trust in the defense, because he was really very, 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 very solid in terms of aerial duels, ground duels, clearances, and all of that. Benoit Badiashile, coming back from injury, did well in that particular game. Garnacho nearly got a goal, but he got an assist. It was an assist though. It was recorded by UEFA. So it was an assist. And then, Garnacho, it was an own goal by Rios. I mean, he's a very, very, very good player, but that own goal, bro, it wasn't really his fault. So I can't really fault him like that. With that particular goal, it was impromptu. But the Chelsea game, we saw Cucurella winning the man of the match. Moises Caicedo, the top brilliant performance. I would give Caicedo the man of the match in this particular game. But I mean, it is a stepping stone for Chelsea. Chelsea will be playing Liverpool during the weekend in the Premier League. So let's see what will happen. But I mean, 1-0 against Benfica. It wasn't the performances Chelsea fans expected. No, the performances wasn't that great, but the results was needed, and Enzo Maresca and his boys got the results for Chelsea. Now there's one issue I have to talk about, that which is the indiscipline issue. Another red card for Joao Pedro too, and he's lucky that we are not playing Barcelona right now, because we will need him in the Barcelona game. And the yellow card and the red card and the sort of indiscipline in the Chelsea team, the antidote to that thing is just one. Get a particular person in charge of that. Every single card in that team should be reviewed and be fined. If we review the yellow card or the red card and we find out that you were careless, you were indisciplined, or you showed some amount of indiscipline in the act, you get fined for that. And that is the only way Chelsea is going to deal with the indiscipline issue, because honestly, it has been there. Even before Poch walked in, Chelsea were getting yellow cards after yellow cards after yellow cards after yellow card. And now it is red card. Chelsea can't continue like this. You can't continue like this. You got a red card in the game against Manchester United, lost the game. Got a red card against Brighton, also lost the game. And Benfica, obviously you won the game. But you can't continue like this. get a person, get one particular person in the club to review all the cards the players will be on. If you are booked, we review the bookings and then we fine you. If you are caught in an indiscipline act, that is the only way that I feel Chelsea can deal with this particular indiscipline situation. But aside all, I mean, great game, great points, 3 points for Chelsea. Galatasaray also won against Liverpool. I mean, this is a very, very, very bad result for Liverpool. They have lost 2 games on a bounce. It doesn't really happen like that in Liverpool since Ancelotti walked in. So, I mean, it has been a tough, week for Liverpool. But weekend they are also playing a big game against Chelsea. Let's see, Victor Osimhen scoring a penalty, Alisson Becker, and I mean, it was all their mistakes. All the injuries were like Liverpool mistakes. And that is how come the injuries came about. I mean, you can't continue like this. Alisson Becker is injured. McAllister is injured. So Georges Mamadashvili is going to be in the goalpost against Chelsea. But it is a great win for Galatasaray after coming back with a huge loss against Eintracht Frankfurt in the previous, midweek in the Champions League. Now, Inter Milan also won by 3-0 against Slavia Praha. Marseille, De Zerbi and his boys won against Ajax by 4-0. 4-0. Mason Greenwood scoring, a lot of things happening in that particular game. But I'm happy for Roberto De Zerbi and the fact that he is at least he's showing something in the Champions League, scoring Ajax by 4-0. Even though Ajax is not the Ajax we know, the Ajax of 3-4 years ago is not the same Ajax we know now. But I mean, 4-0 in France, that is Marseille, is a very, 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 very good result for Olympic Marseille. Bayern Munich 5-1 against Pafos. Hurricane. Top brilliant performance by Hurricane. Michael Olise, my God, what a player. Nicolas Jackson also got his first goal. Nicolas Jackson. Charlie Montono, my why? Montone my 70 million or 60 to 70 million euros out there for Nicolas Jackson. Now we are moving to the Wednesday game. Copenhagen also lost 2-0 against Karabakh. Borussia Dortmund 4-1 against Athletic Club. Now Athletic Club there, I don't even know what they came to do in the Champions League. But Cheo Grassi scored the goal. So bro, top performance by my boy. He's not even my boy. Top performances by the top striker Cheo Grassi. Big shout outs to you, man. Big shout outs to you. PSG Barcelona. Now we'll talk a bit more about this particular game, because coming into the game, Barcelona had a lot of injuries. They have series of injuries. Rafinha was out. Fermin Lopez was out. A lot of injury. I mean, their first goalkeeper, Johan Garcia, was also out. So they had a couple of injuries in their team. PSG, on the other hand, also had a lot of injuries in their team. Krita Kvaratskhelia wasn't available. Dembele wasn't available. Desiree wasn't available. So everybody had injuries. So when you check the front line of PSG, the only senior player there was Bakola. And Bakola is not even old like that. Bakola is not even experienced like that. So it was Bakola, Mbaye, and Mayulu. A front three of Bakola, Mayulu, and Mbaye. And this kind of front three, and sometimes I kind of disagree with coaches when they have the senior players and they are not playing them. But I later realized in the game that Gonzalo Ramos was a tool Luis Enrique was trying or was looking forward to introduce in the latter part of the game. And he introduced that tool, and that tool brought the 3 points. So yes, you don't want to introduce Mayulu or Mbaye in the latter part of the game. You need experience, someone who would get, like, let's say, one chance and score that chance to get the win for PSG. And that is why I think he benched Gonzalo Ramos for those Mayulu and then the Mbayes. So yes, that is a brilliant, solid display out there by Luis Enrique. He has changed the identity of PSG. He has given them some kind of hope. Winning the treble is not easy for PSG. Over the years, they have done a lot of, investment, but the investment, it doesn't bring much. It is just domestic trophies, and that is all. But this time around, Luis Enrique is changing the narratives, winning, the domestic treble, and also come and win the ultimate in Europe for PSG. So big shout outs to Luis Enrique. Now let's talk about Barcelona. We'll talk about Barcelona and we'll talk about a comparison that has been going on social media. Now Barcelona, I saw Thierry Henry saying that you cannot always use Highline to be successful in Europe. And in a way, I kind of agree with him. I agree with Thierry Henry in the sense that the Highline system in recent years, we saw Pep Guardiola even deploying the Highline system with different principles. You can deploy the Highline, tactics with different principles. All your defenders doesn't always have to be, up front like that. No, because if you meet a tough team or a quality team, they are going to punish you. And that is exactly what Thierry Henry is saying. If you meet teams like PSG, like Real Madrid, like other teams, they are going to punish you, especially in Europe. Listen, especially in Europe, you can be successful in where you play your football. I mean, your leagues, the La Liga, Copa del Rey, the Super Copa. But when you come to Europe, where the big teams are playing, they are going to exploit the system. So always deploy the Highline with different principles. We saw Pep Guardiola in 2023 coming, deploying the Highline system with different principle, where we saw him playing 3-back system and 2 midfielders, and one of the midfielders was a defender, actually a defender, i.e. John Stones. So you can deploy the Highline system with different principles, and going forward, that is what I think Hansi Flick should be doing. It doesn't always have to be front. Like, they don't have to always come into the center line. Because the last goal, people thought it was an offside, but it wasn't an offside. And I big up Luis Enrique for, deploying a major tool in the latter part of the game, i.e. Gonzalo Ramos, which brought the win and it brought the 3 points. So Barcelona, I think going forward, Hansi Flick should, tweak things a little bit. Tweak it a little bit. There are certain teams you will play the Highline, ultra Highline, but there are certain teams you would also have to change the principle. It should be a Highline, but the principles must change. It doesn't always have to be, around the center circle or around the center line. No. You see, so that is what I have to say in that particular game. But PSG, I think we're dominant in the game. Vitinha in the middle, and this guy wasn't even 100% fit. Because coming into the game, Luis Enrique was like, we are going to see, he will pass a late fitness test and we'll see if he will play and all of that. So he wasn't 100% fit. But Vitinha, especially in the second half, bossed the midfield of Frankie de Jong, Pedri and all of that. Bossed the midfield. He was getting the balls from the deeper zones in the midfield. That is the deep line playmaking area, distributing the balls, controlling the midfield and all of that. And I've seen a lot of comparisons online with Vitinha and Pedri, and this is my sense on that particular comparison. If we are to talk about currently the best midfielder in the world, it is Vitinha. I mean, I don't think anybody will debate on that. Midfielders, there is classification of midfielders. We have central midfielders, we have attacking midfielders, we have defensive midfielders, we also have right midfielders, we have left midfielders, a lot deep line playmakers, box to box. That is their responsibility and all of that. But in current football, the best midfielder in the game right now is Vitinha. So if you want to compare or make a comparison currently, Pedri is not ahead of Vitinha. I mean, what is Pedri, good at that Vitinha can do? Is it about goal scoring? Is it about shooting? Is it about ball distribution? Is it about controlling of the midfield? No. In terms of control, Vitinha is there. In terms of passing, Vitinha is there. In terms of goal scoring, even though he operates in a deep line playmaking role, but sometimes he gives you goals, he gives you assists. Is it chances creation? What? But sometimes I don't want to do all this comparison because Pedri is more of an advanced midfielder as compared to Vitinha. Vitinha is a deep line playmaker. He's a defensive midfielder. Pedri is more of a central midfielder who sometimes they can deploy as a number 10 or as an attacking midfielder. Sometimes can also operate as a box-to-box midfielder. So I personally doesn't want to do this kind of comparison. But if you want to compare them, bro, currently Vitinha is ahead of Pedri. And I think you should understand, Vitinha is ahead of Pedri, the second best player in a treble winning team. He is the third best player in the world according to Ballon d'Or as you speak. And even the FIFA awards, it won't shock me if you will become the second best player, because he also did well. He was, you know, the second best player in the Club World Cup. So in terms of FIFA awards, he might get a shout out there, even you know, ahead of Lamine Yamal, the third best player in the world currently, the second best player in a treble winning team, and you want to compare Pedri to him currently? No. So I don't see any reason why that should be a comparison in the first place. But you know, PSG won the big game. Arsenal also won by 2-0 against Olympiacos. I mean, it was expected. Juventus, Villarreal 2-2. Napoli, Rasmus Højlund 2 goals for the striker. That is the former Manchester United striker. Monaco also played, you know, draw against, you know, Manchester City, almost Shebet Basa. Bayern 0-4 Leverkusen also drew 1-1 against PSV. Ladies and gentlemen, this has always been your Champions League review. Click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. Let me know your thoughts on the Champions League. Let me know your thoughts or you know, the games that happen. Let me know your thoughts on the Chelsea game, the PSG game, the Man City game, the Mbappe scoring hat-trick and all of that. Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this has been a review of the Tuesday and Wednesday Champions League. Thank you so much for your time. Click on the subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves and peace.